Hey, fifth grade. Today's lesson is lesson 20, and it's 3 ways to show division problems. This video is going to be really short and sweet. We're just going to touch on those 3 different ways you can see division problems. This is definitely a review. It's something that you've seen before, especially last year. So we're going to touch on those 3 different types of division problems or different ways that you can see them. More importantly, how to read a division problem, because reading the one number rather than the other, that really changes your answer quite a bit. And then also today we're just going to touch on a couple of really important mathematical vocabulary terms. So I'm reacquainting myself with this touchscreen Chromebook. It's going a little bit slower than I'd like, but hang in there. I'm just going to scroll here for a second. 3 different ways to show division. As I was looking through this earlier, I noticed there's a typo here. One of your objectives for today is to read and write division problems in 3 forms, not forums. Identify the quotient, dividend, and divisor in a division problem. That's super important. Use words to show how a division problem is read. That's super important because it really shows that you understand which one is read first, because it does matter. And then, oh, there's another spelling error. Oh my goodness. Last but not least, find the quotient in a basic division problem, with the quotient, of course, being your answer to a division problem. So let's just start off by looking here at the 3 different, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, 3 different ways you can look at a division problem. So we have your traditional, let's see here, if I can get a pen. We have your traditional box, I guess. So we have the dividend inside the box, which is 12. We have the divisor on the outside of the box, which is 4. And we would read this problem as 12 divided by 4. This is probably where I see the most common error. Because our brains are hardwired to read from left to right, oftentimes I hear students read this problem as 4 divided by 12. And it can't be that. 4 divided by 12 is a very, very different answer than 12 divided by 4. Moving on, we have our division sign. This is the most old school of them all. This is the first one we ever began to see back in about 2nd grade. Again, this is the easiest, I think, to read because it is just linear. It's left to right. We read this as 12 divided by 4. And last but not least, this is probably the most recent that you've seen, and one that you'll see quite a bit this year. Really, the whole reason why we're spending a day looking at this review anyway, because we will dive into so much fraction work here in 5th grade, is this division bar or a fraction bar. And when you see this, you really can imagine when you read this line, first of all, you're going to read top to bottom. So you're going to read your numerator and then your denominator. Looking at this right here, if we were talking about fractions, you might read this as 12 fourths. But thinking about this as a division problem, it's the same thing as 12 divided by 4. So that fraction bar really does serve as also as a division bar, 12 divided by 4. Let's just go ahead and scroll down here a little bit further. We're going to pause and look at some of these vocabulary terms. I told you these are super important for you to know. The dividend, I wish I knew a good trick or something for remembering these, and I don't have one yet. But if I can think of one, I'll share that out with you. The dividend is your number that goes inside of the box. You can see that right here. The divisor is on the outside, and then of course your quotient is your answer to any division problem. I'm trying to get this to scroll here. So using words to show how each problem is read here, it's really difficult for me to write on this touch screen, but I'm just going to talk through how you would read these. Right here we have, I told you these are the easiest to read right here. We have 12 divided by 6. For B, we have 21 divided by 3. We read top to bottom. And then the C, this third one here, is the hardest to kind of remember. You must read the dividend first. We need to read what's in the box first. So we have 9 divided by 3. Write this division problem in 2 other forms and use words to show how it's read. So if for those of you distance learners at home, I'd like you to pause the video right here, give this a try, and unpause when you're ready to check your work. So first, I asked you to write this 2 other ways. We have right here 15 divided by 3. Another way to show that. Oh boy. We have 15 divided by 3. And then we also have it 15 divided by 3. I'm not going to write out the words, but you heard me say you would read this as 15 divided by 3. Your quotient in this case, of course, would be 5. Exactly what we just practiced. And I think that's it. Oh, no, here we go. So this just is one more little extra piece of practice for you, just identifying in this case. And distance learners, this is another good check-in for yourself. If I were you, I would just pause this video right here, do a check-in. Can you identify in this problem right here, which one is the divisor, which one is the dividend, and which one is the quotient? Might be a little bit trickier to identify, being that we're not talking in terms of a box. When I described these earlier, I talked in terms of in the box and outside of the box. So go ahead and pause and unpause when you're ready to check your work. And I think what I will do is just draw an arrow connecting the vocabulary term to the appropriate number in this equation. In this case, the divisor is 7. Our dividend is 56. And our quotient in this case, our answer is 8. So that's our last page for today. Really, all I've asked you to do is send me a private message with which form of division, which form of seeing them is easiest for you. Just send me a private message, let me know, and other than that, there's no homework for today. Thanks, and have a great night.